In the headlines to the CBC NewsNight, the We Gathering torch passed from St. Lucie to St. Peter. Outstanding historian Dr. Carl Watson laid to rest.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening and welcome to the CBC NewsNight with the details. I'm Wendy Burke. It was not all smooth sailing, but St. Lucie has arrived safely and successfully at the end of its We Gathering 2025 activities. And on Friday night, that most northern parish passed the baton to its neighbouring parish, St. Peter, which kicked off its activities today through until the end of this month. Anesta Henry has that story.
Everything did not always go according to plan, but St. Lucie did a commendable job hosting the first lap of the Gathering 2025. That's according to Member of Parliament Peter Phillips, who led a series of activities in that parish to commemorate the national initiative designed to bring Barbadians in the diaspora home and to foster a spirit of pride and togetherness among those here. Mr. Phillips was speaking during an event at Sherrod's Bar and Grill, where St. Lucie passed the baton to St. Peter, which will host its We Gathering activities this month.
Of course, with everything that you have, you would you have your the little hiccups and so on. But as we move into the month, everything just fell into place, and it was certainly an exciting month. It was a month where we were able to showcase a number of things, businesses and so on in St. Lucie, and it was a month that people really enjoyed. From every event that we had, the attendance was a good attendance.
Mr. Phillips says it was a pleasure to see people who left the parish many years ago returning to engage in its We Gathering activities.
You got persons coming who had left St. Lucie from childhood in some instances, for one reason or another, that went to another parish to live. We invited them to come back home, whether they were living in St. George, Christchurch, St. Thomas, or wherever. Come back home to the place of your birth, the place where you grew up, and see the changes that would have taken place, and see how St. Lucie would have been developed.
Scores flocked to Sherrod's Bar and Grill at Bentham, St. Lucie for a karaoke and lime session to mark the ending of St. Lucie's official We Gathering activities and the beginning of St. Peter's. Owner Shaquille Jordan, who is happy to benefit from the increased business, says lots were in store for patrons.
A few minutes, you're going to see some live entertainment with a fire eater performer. We also have Mount Gay giving away some prizes when the patrons purchase.
And according to resident Joanne Jordan, St. Lucie has set high standards for St. Peter to follow.
We are setting the precedence. We are setting the standard. So from here going forward, St. Peter, you better watch out and you better come good.
Right, got it right.
Mr. Phillips is thanking members of the parish's We Gathering 2025 committee and other stakeholders for their contribution to the initiative. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
Two events today signal the start of St. Peter's We Gathering 2025 activities. The first activity was a heritage breakfast walk in the environs of Speightstown, and hours later, Q in the Community kicked off at Hayman's Market, St. Peter. Anesta Henry reports again.
Scores took to the dance floor at Hayman's Market for a special edition of Q in the Community. It is one of the activities held to kick off St. Peter's We Gathering 2025 activities. Chair of the St. Peter Parish Organizing Committee, Jacqueline Gill, says the hundreds at Q signals a good start for her parish's month-long activities.
We see lots of people, they seem to be enjoying, they're happy, and that's what We Gather is all about. It's all about people coming together to enjoy each other's company, and we look forward to more of these types of activities.
Operations Manager at Hayman's Market, Jacob Weatherhead, says this is the first time the market is hosting Q, and he hopes it will not be the last.
You know, very happy to see the crowds here today. We've seen people who've never been here before, many people who have been here before, so it's great to just get the word out that, you know, Hayman's Market is here, and we hope to see people keep rolling through.
Q100 radio presenter Kimberly Skeet says the event has been going well.
There is the vibe, there is the vista, and there is you, the people who make you what it is. But what's even more important, it is the Barbadian people that believe in the spirit of Barbados. And from all 11 parishes nestled right here in the community, Hayman's Market in St. Peter, for the start of another wonderful journey of Regathering 2025.
St. Peter resident Lorna Pooler says from the time she landed at the event, she has been running into relatives and friends she has not seen in many years. Miss Pooler says being at Hayman's brings back childhood memories.
And I can remember we walking up all that road up there to come to Hayman's, to break canes and go back home. So I'm quite familiar with the area.
Barbadians are being encouraged to celebrate St. Peter at its marquee event, Spice Town Alive, next Saturday. Onesta Henry, CBC News.
In a moving and dignified ceremony, Barbados bade farewell to Dr. Carl Watson, one of the island's outstanding historians. His memorial service was held at the Cathedral Church of St. Michael and All Angels. Kishmar Sinjis reports.
Barbadians from all walks of life, from politics, the academic field, and several other prominent figures all paid their final respects. The service was punctuated with a tribute by fellow historian Dr. Lennox Honeychurch. His work as an author, archaeologist, educator, diplomat, and support of the Barbados Museum and Historical Society were lauded. According to Dr. Honeychurch, Dr. Watson loved his family, nature, and Barbados, stressing he lived his life to the fullest. Dr. Watson passed away on January 11th after battling with cancer. He says he used all manner of communications to promote public knowledge of aspects of Barbadian culture.
Through the popular media and performance and appearance in film documentaries, many of them produced by Sherwood McCaskey of CBC. Their documentary on the Charter of Barbados won a Caribbean Broadcasting Union Award. And Carl participated with others, including Sir Henry Fraser, in historical documentaries, and one in particular of Spikestown, as well as those featuring Barbadian monuments, tales from the tomb, and trees and architecture. Thankfully, these presentations still exist. So the technology has allowed us that his image and information that he imparted lives on in film media.
The Very Reverend Dr. Jeffrey Gibson says the church, while seen as a house of prayers, told stories to others through its structures.
The lesson which Dr. Carroll taught me is that when you see these symbols in here or near the door, invariably it reflected the wealth that the person had. Because if they had a lot of money, they were able to get their bodies buried in the church or along the pathway. And when you walk around this cathedral place, you'll find a number of emblems near the building. And there is one bishop who is buried near to the bishop's throne.
Davidson Allen, who worked for Dr. Watson, delivered the prayer of St. Francis. He recounted his last moments as they brought joy to him during the last holiday season.
I remember when it was coming up to Christmas, he said to me, Davidson, I don't have much good news to tell you, but I said, tell me what it is. He said, I am not sure if you would see me for the Christmas time. I said, put that fear away out of your mind. God is able, and he will see you through, and you would see Christmas. And so Hazel and Patrick and we decorated this beautiful Christmas tree for him. He lay in the bed, and he looked at the tree, and he said, it looks wonderful. And his eyes showed up a spark of love and joy.
A private interment was later held at the Westbury Cemetery. Rest in peace. Kishma Senjis, CBC News.
Local brands are in demand at Girlfriends Expo, and the organizers say they can see the growth of the businesses given that some have exhibited before. We took a trip to the Garfield Sobers complex for the event, which runs until tomorrow. It was the spirit of carnival as the Girlfriends Expo under the theme Carnival Experience saw patrons flocking to the gymnasium to visit the many booths on offer. CBC News caught up with event director Kim Tara Clark. She says the 17-year-old event saw some early foot traffic and people are having an awesome time. This year, they honored some women.
We thought we would celebrate some women in the arts this year, namely Betty West, Jennifer Seeley, women who contribute to the cultural industries in Barbados. And that's something that we've never done before.
The local exhibitors had been repeating, and their growth is visible.
We do have a lot of repeat exhibitors that come every year. What I have found over the last couple of years, especially coming out of COVID, is that a lot of them have grown. They have put a lot more focus behind the business, a lot of the entrepreneurs, and they've grown even in booth size. So whereas we would have had some that would have started with us in the small tabletop booths, they're now up to 10 by 10s, and some are even bigger than that, which shows obviously growth in the business and that they're looking towards building in the future.
And some repeat exhibitors say patrons look out for the product expansion. Lindsay Babb of Island Links is one of them, and he's on board with another wine producer.
We offer different flavor rum punches. We have the traditional rum punch, we have the coconut, and we have a blue one. And today we have added a rum sour to our collection. With TLC Creations, we have organic wines, so to speak, and natural wines. So we have things like hibiscus and passion fruit and ackee and dunks. The heavy concentration on the local flavors and the local fruits.
He says this is 3 years attending Girlfriends Expo and patrons are happy.
Past customers that have came back, they also come and see what we're offering. And I've realized that they're more into the local brands as well, so they just seek out Island Links. What you got new for today, you still got your products. I think businesses are doing very well in supporting local brands.
And many were content to sample the many spirits available and offer cheers to local products. Over 20 students took to the stage to debate their views on drug and substance abuse. And in the end, it was students from Corrigan Parish School, Christchurch Foundation School and Graydon Seeley Secondary School that finished in the top 3. Corrigan Parish Talisa Boyce emerged the winner of Voices of the Youth Speech Contest with her speech, Drinking Like a Man, which focused on gender substance abuse and the dangers of alcohol. NCSA Chairman Hadford Howell says the debate ends the NCSA's educational and community activities for Drug Awareness Month 2025 under the theme Strengthening Prevention for the second year running. He says hearing the views of the youth is important, helpful, and beneficial to all stakeholders.
This contest has 2 objectives. 1, to provide students with a platform to inform and influence substance abuse prevention interventions that relate to them and meet them where they are. And 2, to equip students with effective communication skills using the art of public speaking and research. It has gladdened my heart because it has allowed the Council to continue its outreach to the country's youth in general and to students in the secondary school system in particular.
Gavel Club advisor of Toastmasters District 81, Alicia Chandler, says this competition is more than a platform for competition, but instead a stage for leadership and ideas that inspire change and voices that echo beyond closed walls.
Be the change you wish to see in the world. Let your words be a beacon of hope, a force of awareness, and a testament to the strength of youth-driven advocacy. No matter the outcome of today's competition, remember that by speaking up, you have already made an impact. So stand tall, speak boldly, let your voices be the instruments of transformation.
A passionate reminder tonight to all Barbadians to take care of and pay attention to your sexual health. It is coming from the Ministry of Health's Community Health Educator, Shade Leon Slinger. Speaking during the ministry's Sexually Transmitted Diseases Community Outreach at Sky Mall, she cautioned about the presence of HIV.
What we're doing is that we're reminding people that February is what we call the month of love. There's going to be a lot of loving, a lot of sex, and we want to remind the people that HIV is still out there. With the advent of COVID, people forgot about HIV. But today we want to remind them So we're giving them the information of the sexually transmitted infections that are up and amongst us, and we're reminding them about HIV. So we're giving them condoms for safer sex.
Ms. Leon Slinger also warned about the presence of other sexually transmitted diseases.
HIV is not the only sexually transmitted infection that we ought to be concerned about. There's gonorrhea, there's syphilis, and several other sexually transmitted infections. So we're encouraging persons to use condoms. The condoms are safe for sex until they get tested. When they get tested, they can be tested individually, but we are encouraging them to get tested as a couple, because it's the only time you get to know your partner's status is if you're tested together. That is what love is about. Love is about getting tested together. When you get tested, you're taking responsibility for your own sexual health and for the sexual health of your loved one.
Ahead is sports. Stay with us.
Sports time. Good evening. I'm Damien Best. Well, an all-round performance from Janelia Glasgow helped West Indies women to complete a clean sweep over Bangladesh women in the third and final T20 last night at Warner Park in St. Kitts. Sent into bat, Bangladesh women posted 104 for 8 in their 20 overs. Glasgow took 3 for 15, while captain Nijar Sultana Jyoti top scored with 33. In reply, the Windies, who were without captain Hayley Matthews, reached the target on 105 for 5 in 18.3 overs. Glasgow returned to score 25, and Shakipa Gajnabi led with an unbeaten 27. 5-wicket win in the end there. Well, Jamaica Scorpions and Trinidad and Tobago Red Force expectedly wrapped up comfortable victories on the fourth and final day of their first round matches in the West Indies Championship. At the Brian Lara Cricket Academy today, the Red Force won by an innings and 75 runs against combined campuses and colleges. At Arnesville in St. Vincent, the Scorpions beat the Windward Islands Volcanoes by 178 runs. And yesterday, the Leeward Islands Hurricanes brushed aside the West Indies Academy by 402 runs at the Coolish Ground in Antigua. The second round begins on Wednesday, and Barbados Pride will be up against the West Indies Academy at Kensington Oval. Well, Barbados Trail hosts Colombia 2-1 in their Davis Cup World Group 1 tennis qualifier, playing in front of a massive crowd last night. Barbados top seed Darian King dispatched Adira Soriano in straight sets 6-2, 6-4 to level the tie at 1-1. His efforts kept the match alive after fellow Barbadian Xavier Lawrence lost to Colombia's number 2 ranked player Nicolas Mejia 6-2, 6-love yesterday. Well, King returned to the court this evening with partner Stephen Slocum in a crucial doubles encounter. Unfortunately, they lost to the Colombian duo of Nicolas Barrentos and Christian Rodriguez 7-6, 6-2 in a match that lasted an hour and 35 minutes. The first of the reverse singles is currently in progress, with King playing Nicolas Mejia. The latest is that King leads that one 4-2, and Lawrence will be on court after that if required against Soriano. Well, Yellow House are the new champions of inter-house sports at Bailey's Primary School. Competing at their home base, the athletes from Yellow totaled 529 points to dethrone Greenhouse with 418. Blue was third with 412 and Red fourth, scoring 353 points. CBC's Anna Margaret's Boyce reports.
A lovely day to head to the east for Bailey's Primary Inter-House Sports Day. The Under-9 Girls 100-meter event is the first on our schedule. And zoom in on the middle of the field. That's Ciara Robinson. And you can shut the shop because she has bought all the goods for Yellow House. Adija Kamawach of red was second and Zaya Jones of green third. Keep them coming. Boys up next, same division. This one a little bit closer. But just before the line, Liam Garnes of green stole the show to win ahead of Yellow's pair of Nora Martindale and Zakai Gaskin. They went from the under-9 straight to the big girls of the school. Under-13s coming at you. And of course, you can expect this one to be hot. Focus on the right of the screen. That's Yellow's Nadre Gollop with the other competitors playing catch-up. She won ahead of Blues, LaShanta Garnes and Sadie Coppin of green. The big boys assemble. Battle Royale time. Who will end primary school as the fastest boy in class 4? The answer comes on the inside. Nadre Waldron of green put your house and land on this young man. Pulls up the handbrake. Well done. Look at that smile. A proud mom and dad. Trevion Edgel of blue was second and Kimani Franklin of green third. Under 11s now, girls off and running. And this one was over before you knew it. Blues, Deshante Clark, the champion. Avery Critchlow and Azaria Batson of yellow were second and third, respectively. Under 11 boys to bring proceedings to an end. Anyone's race for the first 80 meters. But here comes the red master, Christopher Chandler, as cool as you like, wins ahead of Ashante Blackman and Caden Skeet. And more Goodrich boys, CBC Sports.
Yeah, thanks, Anmar. That's it for sports. The weather details up.
Evening and welcome to the weather news. While weak instability is impacting the island, we are expecting cloudy skies at times, along with a few scattered showers later on tonight. Now, those winds are moderate to breezy across the region. They're peaking at 21 knots for us here in Barbados, and the seas, they remain above normal. We do have a small craft advisory in effect. The maximum temperature today was 29 degrees Celsius, the minimum 23 degrees. At present, the temperature stands at 26 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity 75%. The winds are coming in from the east. We take a look now at our satellite feed, where earlier today we experienced some showers. We had up to 4 millimeters of rainfall. Thereafter, it was mainly dry here in Barbados. But at present, weak instability is impacting the island. We are expecting cloudy skies along with a few scattered showers later on tonight. The winds across the region, well, they're moderate to breezy at this time, peaking at 21 knots. The seas moderate to rough in open water, with swells peaking at 3 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. Now, further south, convergence generated some isolated thunderstorms across the Guianas. And over in the Western Caribbean, light showers prevailed across most of the islands. Well, that's our first look at the weather. After the break, we'll have the forecast. Welcome back. In the forecast for tomorrow, the sun is expected to rise at 6:24 and will set at 5:59. The seas moderate to rough in open water, with swells peaking at 3 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. The winds are coming in from the east and they're peaking at 35 kilometers per hour. For us here in Barbados tonight, weak instability will continue to impact us. We are expecting cloudy skies at times, along with some scattered showers. And over the next 3 days, a mix of sunshine, clouds, and showers can be expected.
That's our news. Thanks for joining, and do enjoy your evening.